kitty cat.
Hey guys, it's Anna and today's a super duper exciting video because today I'm going to be showing you how to make your very own mini Dango. So as you guys know, I do have this huge Dango right here and I do have a tutorial on this one, links up there. But you guys requested a mini Dango, so here he is. He looks super adorable against his little big brother, but of course here he is. He's super cute. So before I get on to the video, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to become a part of the Luma squad, and also make sure you guys tag me on my Instagram at Kittycatloom. Please go follow me, and if you tag me in your photo, I would definitely go like it and also share it on my Instagram stories. So make sure you guys go do that, and without further ado, let's just go ahead and make this super adorable design. Alrighty guys, so all you're going to be needing for this little tutorial is a hook, a loom, and some bands. I'll have the band card in the description below. But yeah, if you guys have all these things, we can just move on to the actual tutorial. Okay guys, so we're going to be starting with our first color, and just a reminder that this design, as you can see, it's going to be only really 2 colors we're going to be able to change upon. I mean, you can do 3 different colors or whatever you like. You can even do it all one color, but I'm just going to be changing it up a little bit from doing one color, the second color, then the one color again. So I'm going to be using pink, purple, pink. And yeah, so make sure you have 2 colors or more, whatever you guys want. But I'm going to be starting off with pink, and obviously we're going to be doing 2 bands. So this whole design will be double banded. Keep that in mind, and let's get on to the first round. Alrighty, so grab 2 bands, and we are going to go into one of the sort of pegs in the middle of the loom, so not too far up or down. We're just going to go through like this peg, anything in the middle here, and we're going to go 2 bands and place it upwards a pin. Grab another 2 bands, you can push that down a little bit, and go upwards. Now you're just going to continue around until we get to the 6th pin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's almost like a star shape, as you can see. Push down your bands just a little bit, and you're going to grab another 2 bands, and you're going to flip it around 3 times. So 1, 2, and last time. Whoop, kind of did that a bit weirdly. So 1, 2, and 3. So as a cap band, we're going to grab our hook, and you can kind of turn your loom to the side a little bit so you can see it a bit better. You're going to go through the top cap band, grab the first 2 bands you see, and it might be a bit tight, but just try to pull it to the peg it's coming from. Go in again, grab the next 2 bands, and put it back to the pin it's coming from. And you're going to continue around into, oh no. And you're going to continue around, sorry, you're going to continue around going through all of the bands, grabbing the top 2 and pulling it upwards, like that. So now we can push down right here. Push down all of those little tiny pegs, and we can move on to round 2. So for round 2, you're going to grab 2 bands again, and instead of going outwards, we're going to go through and around the kind of circle we got going around here. So you're going to grab 2 bands and go from the center pin upwards, and we're just going to go all the way around, following the border of the star shape. Last 2 bands, flip the loom to its side, and you're going to grab the bottom 4 bands on each pin, and you're going to flip them over. So grab the bottom 4, and you're going to flip them over the pin, like so. Make sure you get all of those 4 bands, and flip them over. That should be 4. Yep. push down. And now we can move on to the next row. Okay, so for round 3, we are going to expand first and then go for a row all the way around. So of course, first we're going to expand. So come to the top left corner right here. Sorry, the top right. I'm so bad at this, I'm so sorry. The top right corner, grab the top 2 bands and bring it upwards a pin. Come down to the bottom left corner, grab the top 2 and bring it downwards. Now we're going to grab 2 little bands and we're going to go around, follow this border sort of pattern and just go around all the way around with 2 bands. Don't forget the expanded peg, sorry, up there. So be kind of diagonal, then straight again, kind of like a rhombus, a slanted sort of cube, I don't know, scale, I don't know. Anyways, but it should look like this basically. And you're going to grab your hook and go through the bottom 4 bands, but the places we expanded on, which will be here and here, these will be only 2 bands to flip over because we expanded and kind of split the 4 bands in half. So there'll only be 2 bands. Grab 4 bands, flip those puppies over. Oop, don't forget this one. Keep forgetting that one. Push down, and we can move on to the next round. So for round 4, I think it is, we are going to expand again and then go around once again. So come to the bottom right corner. You're going to grab all the bands, bring them down a pin, and then grab 2 bands and bring it back up. Come to the top left corner, grab all the bands, place it on the pin, and bring the first 2 bands back. And now for these pins above and below, we're just going to grab all the 4 bands and just bring it down just a little bit. So bring it down 1 peg, so it's a lot easier for us to place the bands on the design. Awesome, now we can move on to actually placing the bands. So grab 2 bands and we're going to do it all the way around until we get back to where we started from. I'm so glad you guys are making this super cute Dango. I just think it's like super adorable in comparison to the big one, as you guys saw in the intro, but like literally it's so cute. When you guys kind of requested it, I was like, yo, that's such a great idea. So that's what I'm doing. But now once we finish that, we can flip our loom over and flip over the bottom 4 bands and bottom 2 bands for where you expanded. Or basically just flip over until you only have 4 bands on your peg. 2 bands, 2 bands here, another 4 bands. Alrighty, so push down your bands and we'll be ready for the next row. Alrighty, so for round 5, I think it is, we are going to expand just 1 more time. So come to the top right corner. You're going to grab 2 bands and pop it back there. Now come down to the bottom. Make sure they're all, sometimes I forget. Grab the top 2 bands and bring it down a peg, like so. Now you can push down just a little bit and get some more bands. And grab 2 bands and you're going to just go around all the way. Alrighty, so now you can flip over your loom and go around, flip over the bottom 4 bands on each peg, also the top 2, the bottom 2, sorry, where you expanded. just flip those little bands over. Do, 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 do. Now we can push down our pegs, make sure those bands are right at the bottom, so we can move on to the next row. Alrighty, so now we are going to transition into the next color. So basically what that means is we are just going to do some transition bands. And this might be a little bit tricky, but if you guys have done the normal Dango, you guys will know what this means. But basically, I'm so sorry for my really gross nails, but you're just going to have to bear with them. But basically, you're going to grab 2 of your colors. So there'll be one of your new color and then one of your original color. What? You're going to grab 2 bands and you're going to kind of cross them over just a little bit. So it's kind of like a Venn diagram, sort of. I don't know why I'm talking about school, but I'm sorry. So you're going to cross them over, grab your little fingers. Gonna grab, you're just gonna grab the inner color and flip over so you can grab them both kind of like a chain. And then you're gonna just grab these 2 bands like so. And then of course you have a transition band which is half the old color then half the new color. Like that, but I'll show you guys that again. It's like really tricky, so you guys can do it. But basically, again, you're gonna cross, put your fingers through and grab the band underneath. Then you're gonna grab your thumb and kind of twist it to grab the other one. Then you can fold them both like so. I hope I explained that okay. If not, then just go back to my Dango video and hopefully you guys would see. But that's basically how you do it. It takes a lot of practice, so I'm sure you guys are okay. But you're going to grab and just pop it on from your old color and your new color on the outside, because that's where we're going to be flipping over and that's where it's going to transition. So again, like this, like that, flip them. Make sure they're the right way, like so. And you're going to do this all the way around till you get back to where we started from. It's a bit tricky, but it's a really good skill to learn. And of course, we're gonna only do this 2 more times. So no, 1 more time, sorry. So this is the second time we're going to do it. No, the first of the second time. What am I saying? I don't know. I'm a bit chirpy today. Oop, that just flicked away. Yeah, just keep going. You guys are probably like way ahead of me. Oh my gosh. I'm just struggling to keep up with you guys. Just make sure the new color is on the outside and you should be okay. Boo-da-boo-boo. Do-do-do-do. And done. It's also kind of important to try, I'll just zoom in just a little bit, try to keep the bands kind of like around the corner. So like don't have them completely like up here from where the pink bands are. I want the purple to be as around as possible, so then it doesn't really show, because as you can see here, I kind of, you know, messed up a little bit here, but of course you can kind of fix that up post looming, but of course it's a lot easier if you just get it right, and it's a lot cleaner up here. As you guys can see, we're actually paid attention, so just kind of make sure they're on the sides and not kind of overlapping from the corners. But we can move on to our row and flip over the bottom 4 bands. Just kind of be a little bit careful When you're flipping over, try not to move the bands too much, but either or, you should be totally fine. And it doesn't matter that much anyways. As long as you're transitioning to the right color, it should be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah. Whoop. And last thing to flip. Awesome. It's also extremely important, guys, to make sure that there's no bands remaining from your previous rows, because now we are, see, as you can see, that one needs to be, there we go, flipped over. Alrighty, for the next round, we are going to move on to, of course, our new color. So I'm doing jelly purple. But before we go on to the next row, you're going to grab your black bands. So of course, you're going to be needing some black bands, and I'm just going to be using 2 for each. So how we do this, if you guys have done the Dango, you're probably a lot more aware of this, but if you're not, that's totally okay. But you're going to grab 2 bands, and from this peg upwards, you're going to grab the 2 bands, put it on the peg, and you're going to flip over once. So it's just a cap band with 2 bands once around this peg right here. You're going to keep that there. Grab 2 bands, and you're just going to go straight over the top of it. So it's kind of like that. And before you move on to placing the next band, you're going to grab all the 4 bands and flip it over. So you're just flipping the cap band over. And I'll show you that again. Kind of have a little space, so grab 2 bands and it'll be space here. You can push down, grab your 2 bands now, black bands, wrap it around once, so cap band, put your 2 bands upwards, and now we are going to flip over those black bands over onto the new bands. Now you're just going to continue on with your row and just keep going until you get to where you started. Awesome, so now we're going to flip over the bottom 4 bands all the way around. And again, try to be careful flipping these over because these are the transition bands. And they might kind of move a little bit, especially in the corners, as you can see, but it's okay. It's probably hard for me as well because I have jelly bands. And if you guys know jelly bands, they seem to slide a lot. So that's kind of annoying, but it's okay. It's okay. Now you're going to just push down these bands like so. And we can move on to the next round. Okay, so for the next round, as you can see here, it's kind of getting a little bit congested. And we're just going to be freeing that up a little bit. So basically, you're going to grab your hook and kind of just pull it upwards. Try not to snag any bands, but just kind of pull upwards so it's a growing up design and it's able to grow properly, like so. Push your bands down, and we're going to continue on with our row with 2 bands all the way around. And of course, when you get to here, what we're going to do, this might be a little bit tricky, just zoom in just a little bit, but basically here, when you get to the eye band, you're going to grab all the 4 bands and you're going to place it back on this peg right here just before you're going to place your bands. So now you can place your bands and you're going to flip them over again. So this is basically how we're going to do the eyes. You just keep putting it on this peg and then flipping it over as soon as you place the bands back on, and have a space in between. And again here, grab the top 2. Try not to like hurt the bands because obviously they're there for life and we don't want to hurt them, as in like tear them or kind of snap them. So try to be careful with these. We also don't want to twist them too much, but flip them over like that. Grab 2 bands and we're going to continue on with our row. Need more bands. Yeah. Awesome, so now we can turn our RainbowLoom and flip over the bottom 4 bands on every single pin. Make sure you remember these, because I always forget. It's super annoying. Remember, it's important also to, once you finish every row, just to kind of pull up on your design like this, just so you can see him growing. Oh my gosh! I'm so excited, guys. This is gonna be so cute. You're gonna push down all those bands right there. You're gonna grab those 2 bands, and we're gonna go around again. So this is kind of like the 3rd row we are doing. So again, once you get here, grab those 4 bands, put them on the peg right there, and flip them over. I hope I'm explaining that okay. But basically, yeah, you're just grabbing, popping it on that peg, and putting the band over it, then flipping that over before you move on to go all the way around. But if not, just kind of rewatch and hopefully you get it in time. I should have done the opposite. I should have used purple bands for both sides, the top and bottom of the Dango, because I'm running out of pink bands and I have a lot of purple bands, so kind of a mistake by me, but oh well. Alrighty, so we're going to flip over the bottom 4 bands as we always do. Make sure you do all those 4 bands so we keep the design as good as possible. Flip over. Awesome, you're going to push down all those pegs. It's so many. I mean, if you see my Dango, it's like the whole loom, so this is like nothing compared, but like that. Alright, we can push down and we're going to go another row. The exact same, and I'm pretty sure this should be one of the last rows. I think we have, oh, 2 more after this. 1 more after this, sorry. Remember the eye bands, like so. Oh yeah, don't forget to flip them over. I am very forgetful. Grab the 2 bands and 2 bands again, and flip those bands over. Now continue on with your row until you get to where you started. Do 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 do. Now you're going to flip over those bottom 4 bands as we always do. It's kind of hard to get to that peg. That's probably why I forget it. And just keep going till all the big pegs are flipped. Pull her up like so. Now we can push it down just a little bit. And we should be ready for the next row. Alrighty, so once that's done, we can go ahead and do 1 more row. So this will be a transition row. So basically you're going to grab 2 bands and do the exact same thing. But again, try to get the new color to be facing outwards. So in this case, my pink will be facing this way. Here's some more purple bands. Whoop. Keep dropping my bands. And guys, just a heads up, we're going to continue just this one last time for the eye bands. Press it down and put the transition row like so, and just flip it over like old times. Now there'll be a transition band again. Two bands. Whoop. Also, make sure you remember doing the eye right there. This will be the last time we mess with the eyes, so just remember that. Just gotta do all these transition bands, which is so annoying. Like, do you guys enjoy doing transition bands? Because I do not, and that is a fact. So boring. Because with two bands, it's just like bam, 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 bam. You know? Oh, excuse me. We only got a few to go. Let's go. And keep doing the wrong way. Sorry if I talk to myself whenever I loom. It's another thing loomers do while looming. Yeah. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Because the Loomer Squad is literally like the best. So, subscribe to become part of the Loomer Squad. But anyways, let's move on to this row. And of course, we're going to flip over the bottom 4 bands all the way around. Awesome. But we're just going to go one row all the way around. Just chilling. So for this row, we're going to go all the way around one row. I think this design's kind of a little bit weird because it's doing normal bands with jelly bands, and I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't seem to mix very well, but oh well, we are experimenting here on this channel, so it is okay. Alrighty, so now flip over the bottom 4 bands as we always do. It's gonna be like a mix match, I swear. These transition bands ain't working today. Like, can anybody else relate? These are like perfect, and then like, what are these doing? Like, what is that? It's okay, we can hide it. Just like I hide how bad I am at looming. Oh my gosh, no, I'm actually not that bad. Don't talk yourself down, guys. But we can pull her up just a little bit, and now we can start decreasing. So for the next row, we're going to go to the bottom left corner. We're going to grab the top 2 bands, and we're going to pull to see where it's coming from, and we're going to put it down. We're going to put these bands upwards. So bring the top 2 bands to the middle pin, and then the next there. Grab the top of these ones, bring it to the left, and these, sorry, to the right, to the left. And now I can go around and do 2 bands all the way around. So basically increasing is the same, but just decreasing is just the opposite. So instead of splitting a peg, you are conjoining a peg onto 2 other pegs. So you're plussing 2 more bands on one existing peg, if that makes sense. If that does make sense, then just from the bands, from the pegs that you expanded from, there should be 2 more bands that you need to flip over. So for these ones, there'll be 4. And then for these ones right here, that will be 6. Because 4 plus 2 is 6. Because I've been to school. Oh my gosh. At least we don't have to worry about those darn eyes. Those kind of annoy me. These will be 6 bands to flip over. And the last be 6 as well. Painful 6. Come on. Awesome. Pull up. Now we can decrease once again. So come to the, let's see, the top right. Grab the top 2 bands. I'm going to bring these ones down. And the next 2 are going to go up. Whoop, don't forget that band right there. Oh my gosh, what happened? Come on. Like so. Push down. Then you're going to come down to the bottom. Grab top 2. Oop, I kind of flipped over too many. Whoops. That's not the right one, but oh well. Bring it down and then bring this one up. 2 bands all the way. And we should only be able to decrease for another one, I think. And then we should be done, guys. Yes. My camera battery is about to die and I'm not very excited about that. So we've got to finish this fast. Let's go, guys. We can do it. Woo! Let's go. Let's finish this Dango. Yeah! Woo! I can hear you guys cheering me on. And I'll cheer you on because we can do this. So it's a long stretch around here. So just 1 peg to another peg, by the way. 2 bands. 4 bands, sorry. All the way around. These will be 6. And this will be 6. There'll be 6 around here. Then 6, 4, 4. Pull them up. Look, guys! Ah, it's so cute! It's actually so cute. Okay. Now we can, decrease again. So come down to the bottom left, bottom right corner. You're gonna grab the 2 bands, pull it down, pull this guy up. Grab the top 2 on the top left corner. Grab the top 2, bring it upwards, bottom 2, bring downwards, and we're going to go around 1 row. Doop-de-doo. So 2 bands all the way around. Now I'm going to flip over 4 bands on the bands that you didn't expand. And then on the pegs you did expand, it's going to be 6 big bands. So keep that in mind. Flip over. Now you can pull your design up. And now we're going to just do 1 last row. So pull down. It might get a little bit tight, you guys, but we should be done on this last row. And as you can see, my loom's falling apart. But that's okay. So it's just going to be 2 bands all the way around until you go back to where you started from. 2 bands. like so. Now flip over the bottom 4 bands, and then 6 bands from where you expanded from. Awesome. So now we can pull up, and now we can take this design off the loom. So how we do that, you're gonna grab your hook, and then all the bands on the hook, on the loom, sorry, wait, can I just start over? So now once we're finished, we can grab our hook, and now we can take all of these bands off. So you can just grab your hook, go in through every peg, try to keep it as straight and as like kind of flat as possible, because you don't want to lose anything. So as you can see, there it is. But you're going to grab 2 bands from your body color, and you're going to slip knot it. So pull 2 bands all the way through, put those 2 bands back on your hook, and then you're going to slip knot it. Try not to pull too tight like what I just did. That's okay, that's why we do 2 bands. But you're just going to pull it tight. Oh no. Okay, that's okay, I'm just going to have to bring them back. Give me a little sec. So obviously that's why you don't pull too hard. I'm going to do 3 bands this time just in case. But as you know, you shouldn't pull too hard on the bands. Now you can slip knot it. Awesome, so now we can hide those bands back into the Dango. Just go through a random place in the body of your Dango and just pull them down into the design. So of course you're just gonna have to stretch them out a little bit of a squish, so all of the bands kind of even out just a little bit. And as you can see with the eyes, they're a little bit kind of disorientated and a bit twisted. So what I like to do, I'll just zoom up just a little bit, but what I do is obviously there's 4 bands right here, so you're gonna grab the 2 bands, try to get like the corresponding 2 bands, and you're just gonna kind of grab them and kind of pull. So it's a lot more straighter, as you can see. And of course with these little transition bands, you can kind of do this in your own time, but for the ones which are like poking out, like this one, you can just grab your hook in there and grab it and just pull it in, just how we did with the slip knot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel to become a part of the #Luma Squad. Tag me on my Instagram and I'll definitely go like it, follow you, and also promote you on my story. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next video. Alrighty, bye guys, love you.